Today we're going to be drawing another character from our Food Lore series.
Bob the Corn on the Cob.
That's right, Bob the Corn on the Cob. So today we're super excited about this. Bob is a really interesting character. He is sort of he's the tallest, he's one of the tallest on the farm because he's corn on the cob, of course. So he's up there, he's watching the town, or not the town, but the farm. He's watching the whole farm. He's warning people. He's like a nervous guy. And yeah, so he's warning people. He's shouting out warnings. Half the time they're not real. He tries to be like a wise old soul, but he's just a nervous guy. But he's also fun. He's a fun character. So we have a bag of what here, you might wonder, but we have a bag of,
Corn.
of course, corn on the cob. So let's show our inspiration, shall we? Just get a couple of those pieces out of there. We are actually going to show you the inspiration, okay? Obviously you know what corn on the cob looks like, and we're not gonna completely shuck it here because we're already getting, yeah, I'm done with that. We're not doing any more because we're gonna have to clean up our whole table before we can even draw.
Yeah.
So we're gonna send these down to Mom now, and Mom's gonna cook them while we're drawing, and then hopefully in the conclusion we can, I mean we can eat some, but it won't be Bob. We're not gonna eat Bob. We're gonna eat, sounds bad to say Bob's friends. We're gonna eat Bob's friends? We're just gonna eat some corn from another farm that's like not even a character. It's just regular corn. It's regular corn.
It wants to be eaten.
It wants to be eaten. Perfect. All right, let's put this back in before any more of this hair gets everywhere. This corn hair, silt, whatever it's called.
Corn.
Bob's hair. Okay.
I feel like whenever you're eating corn, it's like you have to suck in all the like corn juice, and it's like
It's so sweet.
oh,
It's so sweet, and if you butter it and salt it just right, it's so good.
it is.
So, anyways, ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. We've got our papers. We're ready to go. The first thing we're going to do to draw Bob, the corn on the cob, is we're going to draw part of the husk that surrounds the corn. Okay. Now, what's neat about Bob is that he can take the husk and he can control it. So he can cover himself up with it, or he can open it up if he wants to say something or talk. And the husk is almost like his hands. Okay.
Yeah.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw the husk that's out in the front the most. Okay. And I want a little bit of stem showing at the bottom, but not too much, so I'm going to have it come down to about here. So, when the video cut off, which it did because my phone, the storage got full on my phone, and we didn't know it, so we kept drawing, and we got to this point, which we feel like these came out really good, but we missed all the step-by-step to get to this point. So we're going to go back and we're going to redo it, but when we got to this point, something else happened. Landon came running up the stairs saying, Dad, Mom needs you, there's a weird smell coming from the oven. Okay, she was cooking some corn for corn on the cob.
Yep.
And what happened was something started to smell while she was also preheating the oven to make French fries because we were gonna have burgers, corn, fries last night. Nice little meal. Well, turns out that we had one day when we were having some company over, there were some extra pots and pans that we haven't really been able to find a place for yet. We need to make some space in a cabinet. So what we did was we just put it in the oven temporarily so it wasn't out on the counter. Well, we forgot that it was in there. Preheating the oven all the way up to 450, and we had a little bit of a fire in the oven. So we tried to stop the video and run downstairs. That's when I realized the video wasn't even running, Maddie. And then we ran downstairs, the fire blanket out, took care of the fire, ended up having to remove the stove completely. We got to get a new stove.
And microwave because of the smell.
The smell is putrid, so we're getting a new microwave, new stove. But just long story being short, or long story being even longer, we got this far. We obviously couldn't do any more last night, and it just kind of worked out. Obviously, we wish we didn't have that happen, but it kind of worked out because at least we didn't finish these and then realize like none of it recorded. So yeah. Here we go. Second time around, we're going to do these again. All right, Maddie. Think we can repeat? Think we can do this again?
Yes.
I know we can do this again.
I'm definitely.
Definitely can. Okay. So, the first step that we're gonna do is the little husk. And the husk, you'll notice once we draw it, you see the husk almost acts like a hand that's holding the cob. It's really kind of cool. So this is gonna look like a big thumb, really. We're gonna start just about here, curve it, and end it there. Okay, now you come from here, you take this point, curve it around like that, and then that ovals around. Next, you take this side and you curve it up to be the other part of the husk, and we're going to end it right about here. And again, it has to fit the bottom of the corn in. So we've got to bring it over a little bit and then go up and then go out. Okay? Cool. And then we have to think where we want it to meet the other husk, and I want it to meet right in there. So yeah, yours would be like right in there. Curve it up and out to that point. The next thing we do is we draw the cob sitting in the husk. So we have to imagine this is the bottom of the piece of corn. So that piece of corn is going to be almost out to that edge and almost out to this edge. Bring it in a little bit, and then we'll go up and back down over here. Nice job. Okay, cool.
Kind of looks like a banana right this second, too.
Yeah, it kind of does. All right, we're in pretty decent shape right now. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add 2 more husks. One back here and one on this side. First one we'll do is over here. You're gonna pick it up from right here and just kind of go up with it like that. Nice and tall. Nice and tall, Mads. Good job. And then that one's just gonna come to a point and come right back into the corn. Cool, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. This one's gonna come out and be a little bit of a shorter guy on this side, and it's gonna curve right back in.
These two were much easier to draw and less stressful than these two.
Oh, way more so. Yep. What I mean is way easier to draw, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna add the stem or the stalk. Okay, and that's gonna look like this. You're gonna have one little rounded piece come out of the bottom like that. These stems are very, very sturdy.
It's gotta hold up this piece of. It's gotta hold up Bob, the corn on the cob,
That's
because
right.
he's looking after all the veggies.
That's right, Bob's on the lookout, so he's got to have a sturdy stem. Okay, now these, from here, this just goes down, it angles in just slightly, but not much really at all. Okay, next, we do a face. Okay, so we're gonna do a face, and he's gonna have oval eyes. Okay, remember Bob's kind of a nervous guy, so he's on the lookout, but he also can open and close his husk at any time. So you'll see by the face we draw, his eye's gonna be kind of tucked in behind one of the tusks because he's kind of scared. So his eyes are nice and low. I'm gonna put one eye right here. So it's gonna be an oval right here, tucked a little bit in behind. And this one on this side is gonna be, it's pretty much gonna be fully in view. It's gonna be right about here. Okay, there you go.
My eyes are very big.
I like them a lot. Okay, next is what we're gonna do for pupils is rectangles with rounded corners right in here.
It's reminding me of alphabet lore right now.
Yeah, a little bit,
Rectangles with
right?
rounded corners.
A little bit. Awesome. Those look cool.
Sorry, I just.
Don't be sorry. I kind of wish mine looked like that. I kind of wish mine were down a little bit too, because I want the mouth to be partially tucked, but that's okay. I'll just make it a pretty big mouth. Okay, ready? So his mouth is gonna be like a bean shape, but it's gonna be tucked a little bit in behind here. So it's gonna be a bean shape, but you're not gonna see the whole thing. So imagine that bean shape going around like that, okay?
It's kind of funny because we're drawing corn on the cob and the mouth is shaped like a bean, and those are two of the three things that we're growing currently in our really small garden.
Okay, so here is also part of our inspiration. This is our corn. We've been growing corn since, oh gosh, June.
Corn.
This is corn, and some more corn. And we think that obviously this one has the best chance of actually producing any corn.
I mean, look at this though.
It feels far behind. When you drive by fields that are filled with corn, it seems way far behind, but we're hoping and praying. We've got some beans, and these are pumpkins over here.
All pumpkins here.
We've got beans, but I don't think very many of those survived. But this is our little garden.
Yeah.
And the kids and Meg and I planted it, and it was planted with the idea of the three sisters. The three sisters are corn, beans, and squash. We didn't have any squash, so we went with pumpkins, same family, and they all help each other grow. And so that's what we did here. So hopefully this fall we'll have something to harvest.
Yeah.
But it better start growing fast.
Yeah. Which is kind of funny.
It's pretty funny. All we need now is a pumpkin, right?
Yeah.
Because we're growing pumpkins as well. All right, cool. So inside this bean-shaped mouth, we're also going to draw a tongue. Because his mouth is open. He's nervous. His tongue is not sticking out, but it's showing a little bit, okay? So that is going to look like this. And we'll color that a reddish color. He's like, oh, guys, they're coming. Who's coming, Bob? I don't know, but they're coming. Okay, so we decided the next thing we're going to do is we're going to color this all yellow to make the coloring process easier instead of trying to color in between all the little kernels that we're about to draw.
Oh, wait. We should also draw the eyebrows and color in
Oh.
the mouth.
We should color them out. Let's color in the mouth. So this goes, the top part of this mouth goes black. So we're gonna put eyebrows on now. And we're trying to make nervous eyebrows. And we think Maddie's come up with a pretty good nervous eyebrow, I think. So it's a curved eyebrow, but it's like that. That looks pretty awesome. Do that on both eyes. That looks cool.
I feel bad for this guy.
I know. We feel bad for Bob because he's so nervous, but like at the end of the day, he's gonna find out a way to be a hero.
Yeah.
Bob's gonna be a hero. Okay. You're gonna use that, and I'm gonna use this.
Okay.
And I'm okay with having this be. This is not as vibrant a color as that, but I'm okay with it. We're gonna do some highlighting to make things look nicer anyway, so I think it'll all be good.
Yeah. They are different shades, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna dry them briefly.
You can get all the paint pen fumes.
That's right. I'm gonna just give an example of what we're gonna do here. Okay, we're not gonna use a ruler or anything, but we're gonna just draw some general guidelines for how we want our corn to look. Okay, so if we use, we're only gonna mark it with vertical lines because we feel like horizontal, it will just take care of itself. But trying to keep the kernels, and they do get smaller as they get to the top of a piece of corn. So we're gonna try to be mindful of that. It does get a little tricky up here in practice. I had a little trouble with that. Okay, but we're just gonna add these guidelines. We want our kernels to be fairly big, fairly sizable. We don't want to take forever to draw them, so. Okay, so Maddie and I have our guidelines. I think I have maybe one fewer line than Maddie, but that's perfectly fine. However many you come up with, I am worried about them being a little bit too large in here, but I'm just gonna go for it at this point. So how we're gonna do this is we're going to draw like ovals basically, but not full ovals. So I'll show you how we're gonna start. It's gonna look like this. We're gonna do an oval, come out to the line, and just curve it in. And then we're just gonna build those ovals one on top of the other. And if one comes out over the line like I just did, it doesn't matter, because if you look at a piece of corn, they're certainly not all perfect. There's some that are bigger, there's some that are smaller. Sometimes they have ones that are missing. Now, we're not gonna have any that are missing, but we're also not going to worry if it's perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect, right, Maddie? At Craft Kids TV, we don't worry about perfection. We worry about having
Fun.
fun. That's right. So you guys can just add in your ovals all the way. We will show you a few more, but we're not going to certainly show every one of these. We're going to put it in fast forward.
Yeah.
What we're going to do now is we're going to color. Okay, we're going to thicken and color, and not only are we going to do these green, several different shades of green, we're going to go darker in the places where it's harder for the light to get in, and lighter where it's easier. We're also going to highlight each kernel. Okay, just going to highlight the top. Okay, we're going to imagine light reflecting off the top of each of those kernels. So we're going to do that on all of them.
It does seem like that would take a lot of time and be really time consuming, but I don't know. I feel like it would actually be kind of semi-quick.
Yeah, we're gonna do it semi-quick. Oh, what we didn't do, we gotta show them how to do this. Okay, so we need some lines in the stalk. It's basically just, because if you've ever pulled the stalk off corn, it does have, it's kind of stringy. So you're gonna do some lines like this. It can just be totally random, and then you can have some coming down the stalk, or the husk I meant to say. A couple here, another couple here, maybe one here, and a few here. Okay, now we can color. Wow. I think these came out tremendous, Maddie.
Yeah, they came out really good.
I think that deserves a high five.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Here's our corns. Bob, the corn on the cob. These came out awesome. They were a lot of fun to do. We're so excited to eat corn.
I know, I'm so hungry.
That's probably what we're most excited about. And we're not eating you, Bob. We're not eating you, I promise. So we had a bunch of fun. Please draw this. It's so fun. It's worth it. Again, he's a nervous guy. He's watching over the whole entire food lore situation. He's watching over the farm. He's warning everybody. He warns everybody. He doesn't try to give false alarms, but he does. He just thinks everything is concerning. So, poor guy. Poor guy.
Yeah. Also, if you're trying to decide if you want to draw this, don't base your opinion of wanting to draw it off of how long this would take, because it does take a little while, but like the highlighting, it takes like under a minute probably.
Yeah, the highlighting was pretty quick, and really coloring before you add the kernels was key. Gotta do that. And adding the guidelines, key. You gotta do that.
Yeah, it really helps though. And I think the longest part of the drawing was drawing, like with the Sharpie, the corn.
The individual
pieces.
corn kernels, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think there's only one thing left to do, Maddie.
Yeah, eat corn.
Let's try a bite of corn. It's a little hot, but boy, it's gonna be good. Let's not trip on our corn. Oh, it's so good.
It's really hot, but it's so good.
All right. Then I'm gonna watch you eat corn the whole time. But draw these
It's good
and eat some
ASMR.
corn. Makes for a tremendous night.
Honestly though, it's so good.
It's so good. Until we see you next time, keep drawing, stay awesome, have fun.
Bye.
Bye.